Hi, welcome to Farm Hoppers Meet the Growers. In this episode, we're at Ayadayol Nature Farms, a family-owned organic farm where sustainability and youth development form the core of their ethos. The vibrant Dr. Abolarin showed us around and educated us on some of their groundbreaking practices.
That I'm bringing a rat out of the pocket, and you're asking whether it has a tail or not. See, you're right there. But so once the rat comes out, you know, isn't it? So.
Good morning.
Mr. John. Please. John is a graduate of aquaculture. An amazing addition to this farm. This is Farm Hopper. That's a company. Yeah. So.
Where?
Oh, you know about them?
Yeah, I know about them.
This is Farm Hopper, and John is one of the amazing additions to our farm.
Okay.
Extremely hardworking, dependable, knowledgeable, learns extremely fast. He has never seen aquaponics.
Wow.
He's running it better than anybody I've seen in my own exposure. So he started with us, and the other thing about this farm is we'll tell you our challenges. We try to do things the conventional way.
Yeah.
I'll start with all our failures. This is 3 million on the grass. 3 million wasted, thrown away. Because this is how it's done in other places. You hire a company that says, we do fiberglass, we do all that. This is what they promised us they were doing. And when we saw the products, it's useless, completely not usable. So this is 3 million on the ground. This, not just 3 million wasted in money, 6 months of our
hard work and time.
So this is what they provide us for 3 million. Useless, we can't use it. But every failure
Comes with
teaches you to know how to do. After all this, and they make noise that they are specialists, that's another thing that I've learned going overseas.
right.
Forget the story, and I'm happy that you're a lawyer. I'm a medical doctor, my wife is a computer scientist.
Yes, sir.
There's nothing called the days of degree. Have an education, you can do anything.
Right.
So I told you we did the training for this, but obviously you add your education to it. You understand? So we got tired of companies like this. And just a trip to YouTube teaches you how to fiberglass anything. So we went to YouTube, we taught ourselves, and we went to the market here. We bought wood. We bought plywood, marine plywood, and we fiberglassed it so that it can hold water. Wow. And this is our first DWC. Take over here. When was this planted? When was this transplanted here?
That's 2 weeks.
This is 2 weeks of, tell them what these are.
These are lettuce.
Which type?
These are iceberg lettuce. From this very foam. The fourth foam there.
Keep going.
The iceberg lettuce. This particular foam here is Paris Island. But they can call it romaine
lettuce.
Yeah, romaine
That's
lettuce.
romaine lettuce. If you go to ShopRite,
Yeah.
one pack of romaine
This
lettuce
also romaine lettuce.
sells for
This
900
Jericho.
to 1,000 naira. One. They import
Paris
it from
Island
Holland.
Roman. Okay. Jericho romaine.
And here it is being.
This is 2 weeks old.
And this mixed lettuce, the last one there. To the end.
This is 2 weeks old.
We have our nursery down there, our practical nursery for now. And that place, after we have nursed it for like a week, we'll bring them here for transplanting. You can see the aeration taking place, which gives air. In aquaponics, it's a clear system in which you see that if you can look at the water, you see it's clear.
Right, yeah.
Pure, clear, crystal clear.
This is the water that will return to the
The
fish.
fish.
When you get to the fish, you will smell poop.
Cool.
Right.
But when
And
it
you will
comes
see how the whole system, will give you a demonstration how the whole system works. Maybe we should just give you an idea. So we told you the only water we lose here is the one we lose to evaporation.
Yeah.
This water is continuous. We run a continuous system. And so we'll start by showing you what we call a sump pump. This is the Grand Central Station. This is where everything for this aquaponic system is controlled. All water returns here.
Here.
So let's start with the fish. John's fish are here. Most people use tilapia and everything, but this is third world. The most hardy is still catfish.
Right.
The bottom line is the principle. Very few people anywhere in the world use catfish. But we have to adapt to Nigeria. Power failure or something. Now you can see this water is running. This is our solar and the air pumps are working 100% on solar power. So our pump are continuously working. What happened?
No, I bring everything inside here.
Oh, I wanted to show you swallow. Okay. So anyway, this is fish. You feed them feed. They poop. They generate ammonia. Toxic to them when it's too hot.
Yeah.
So the water comes. I'm not sure how long you'll stay on the farm. Very soon you see it in full action. You just said it drained something now.
Right.
When the water reaches this level, everything is run simple physics. That's where school just works.
That's right, ecology.
There's no, so water gets to this level, water finds its level.
Right.
Water drains through here. And it drops here. And very soon, you can see it's just starting to come. This water comes and generates a ripple effect here. This is called a swirl filter. Can you smell?
Yeah.
This is the dirtiest part. This is poop. All the waste comes through that water, comes here. But this thing allows the water to naturally, slowly swirl. As it's swirling, the solid waste goes down.
Right.
And when clean water comes,
it enters.
water it turns here, and from here goes to that center station. So that's clean, semi-clean water, but loaded with ammonia coming.
Wow.
Ammonia nutrient, okay?
Right.
Now, the only thing the pump does is pump water to this overhead tank.
Okay.
The overhead tank's job is because it has the advantage of gravity. Every other thing runs from gravity. This pump pumps nothing more than continuously pumps clean water from here to here.
Oh.
From up here, the water comes in here, comes out from here, and goes into. Now, none of the beds of these people obviously cannot sustain. We've thrown it away.
Yeah.
This is one we just built.
Yeah.
We don't use, there's no tell me a Nigerian carpenter that gives you this quality of work. John did that.
Amazing.
John did that here. John did that here. Tell me mechanical around it. If you look at all those beds, they have a blue pipe there. Okay?
Look at the principle of it.
So this is the principle. Water comes in slowly. We will gravel fill it like here. Okay? And we'll put this, drill a hole here. And water comes through naturally. You can remove this thing. Through those holes, water will come naturally until it gets to this height.
Yeah.
So when it gets to this height, what that means is water fills this whole place to that height until it gets to that hole. And water goes through just like that swirl filter through this hole in here. And once water gets to the top there, it is natural that air comes in.
Yeah.
Because air comes in, it will just naturally drain through a hole. So if we go to the other side, I can show you, or we can show you one in action if we see one in action. So as we are speaking now, if none is in action, you won't see anything. But that's exactly what we've just done.
Okay. Yeah.
So the water comes up here. Okay. Don't forget that's the water coming with all the fish poop.
Yeah, ammonia.
Inside these stones where all the bacteria are. We didn't put them there. They naturally will eventually get there. There are earthworms in this thing. So they are breaking down all the ammonia,
Right.
feeding off it, converting them to nitrates
And enriching the.
and nitrate. Now this is also a filter for all the poop will stick
on
inside
this,
there.
okay.
Well, that's what the earthworm and the bacteria is looking
Going
for to
feed on.
convert. So eventually the water just comes, gets to that top, and creates what we call a siphon. It starts to drain. So each time it does that, you irrigate the roots of the plants. These are all bitter leaf. And I told you what we use bitter leaf for.
Yeah.
What's that one? That's okra.
This is okra.
That's okra. And you can see the amount of leaf. If you know farming, these are all new leaves. So that's one thing will give us okra. That's so it's just coming like these are all bitter leaves. These are all leaves we use. This scent leaf. These are all things we use as inputs for organic farm. Okay? So the water rises, you have to cover this. Can you see? Water should not reach here. So one more layer. Because it means our water gets to this level.
Right.
And that's the root of the plant. But if you leave it like this, algae will grow here.
Right.
Because there's moisture there. So the last 2 inches is dry, but just under. If you dig just a little bit under here, you will see moisture. That is it.
Yeah. And that's how it all.
That is all the roots. So here we are going to plant tomatoes on a sustainable basis. And we don't do season. We don't do. The tomatoes we grow are what do you call it? Determinate, continuous. You can harvest them for 18 months once they start. So everything is our sustainability. Okay. Now this is the greenhouse that was imported, inappropriate for Nigeria. So we've condemned it because a greenhouse in the tropics must have a higher height on the site.
Okay.
So this was too hot.
Right.
Was too hot. So this is one that we now have to find use for. We now have to build our own local one here. We just built this ourselves.
Right.
So we are just getting the proper cover. We've ordered for it. What we've done is we remove the cover from here, temporarily use it for here because time is going.
Definitely.
So this is our new greenhouse. We eventually adapt this appropriately.
Yeah, modify it.
So that's another lesson learned. Be careful about this. Engulf sold us this 1.5 million, useless. So we built our own, it's working.
I mean, the cost compared to the
cheaper,
one
obviously cheaper. And you can see the quality and the strength.
Yeah, it's indistinguishable actually.
Correct. So the thing is about, learn from your mistakes. So these are grow beds. These are biological filters and physical filters. That's a bell cycle working. Can you hear that sound?
Yeah.
It's draining.
See, this is the water coming down. So it will drain down to this very limit here. Yeah.
So it will drain down. So continuously, there's no soil here.
Yeah.
Show me the weed to weed. These leaves here, we leave them here. The earthworms will come at night, pull it down, and break it down for us into nutrients. And that's how we get the nitrate that we need. By the time it's gone through here, it's been filtered. That water is filtered. This water is still going back to the sump tank. Another source of clean water. We've cleaned from the swell.
Right.
We've cleaned from the biological filter. So the water in the sump pump has more of clean water than dirty water. There's going back up in the top tank. The top tank is what brings the water in here. And then it gets filtered biologically and physically.
Right.
Do you understand me? So we are very underproductive now. Ideally for our system, it's designed in such a way that we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grow beds. Because of what the challenges I told you, this is condemned, it's not usable.
Yeah.
So we're in the process of building another one. So John just did this, we just did this. This is how we taught him, and he just did that himself.
Wow. Amazing.
So we have 3 trains for this design to match, because this is all about designing right.
Yeah.
In order to filter enough to meet our needs here, we have calculated and come to the conclusion that this is the amount of filter system, natural filter system, that we need required to grow what we want to grow.
You have to grow.
This package has how many? Take over here, John. Tell him how many vegetables are in there.
We have 676 vegetables. Wow. And this is very good. Because each foam has 90. There is 90 holes. Okay. So that other one there has 46 holes. So altogether is 676 holes. That is, in essence now, if you are to supply, we know what is on ground to supply. Let's say we have a buyer that needs 500 vegetables. We just count one foam times 5. Because I mean, they will know how much they have to supply. And this very foam is there is still a testing foam. We have to see if you can raise seedlings from this particular years.
And they've succeeded.
Yes, they've succeeded. Amazing. Even I believe the creator of aquaponics haven't done this before.
Because normally you grow seedlings and you transfer.
But here we are growing, trying to grow seedlings on.
So when this works, we will name it the John Onehi Aquaponic Seedling Raising Principle. We'll write a chapter. Now, for farm management, the cost and overhead is mind-boggling. But I want you to see the sustainability we're talking about.
Yeah, definitely.
This is
an assured system. You know what you're getting.
You can count.
Yeah, you can
There's
count.
no loss.
There's no loss.
If one is not good, we remove one.
You know that
we replace it immediately with transplant.
Amazing.
We can calculate, we can count, we can plan. And as you harvest, this is all foam.
Yeah.
As we harvest, you are planting and moving forward. And moving forward. Harvesting is a Giffy. You remove the cup, that's the root. So you remove this whole thing when you're ready, cut the root off, you have clean veggies compared to growing in the soil. You understand what I'm saying? Wow. So management becomes easy once you have a setup. You don't need more than one person to run this whole thing. Can you see anything inside that tree?
Yep.
That's honey you're seeing. That's 8 liters of honey.
Wow. In that box.
It's more than 8 liters. The one collected last was half.
So we expect 10 liters. 10 liters if we recover there. That's the one they stole 4 of it from us, 40 liters.
So in this hole there are bees.
Inside this hole there are bees. So
Okay.
they move in there and create a hive. All our graduates come in as management trainees.
Okay.
He's just been promoted a manager. He now manages here.
Okay.
And John is next to him. We're hoping John will be, next year John should be a manager.
Right.
So it's just a policy.
Okay, sir.
So Ebenezer manages the farm now.
Okay, it's nice to meet you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
welcome.
Thank you.
This is Farm Hopper.
Okay.
They look young, but they are big entrepreneurs in the business. And you people can liaise with them. Because when he brings his proposals, you will be discussing with them terms. Okay? Now, the other thing is, once we have small sections,
Right.
the two big areas that we intend to work on eventually is because we are hands-on farmers. And we don't want to be everything to everybody.
Everybody, yeah.
We want, this will be a youth training center for those who want to learn.
Right.
So we are hoping we'll be able to issue, I do not want degrees or even a diploma, is too much. Certificate course in something.
Something, right.
If it's just raising, I just told you about bee. That's all you need to do bees. So everything on this land has a value.
The value.
These flowers, can you see? Can you see that's a sign of nature?
Yeah, it's
You will hardly
attracting
find that in conventional farms anymore.
Right.
They sprayed.
They spray all
They
of them.
sprayed. Can you see the number of butterflies? The bees are here quietly. You won't. Typically, this place will be very dry during dry season. We didn't need to wait for a long time.
Yes.
And what did we do? Can you see this as ditches?
Ditches, yeah.
These ditches, when the rain came before, it just washed
just
out. That's
washed.
the river down there.
So you
it just
channeled-
washed. You channeled. These are called berms.
Oh, interesting.
Okay? And we planted sweet potato. Now, when we planted sweet potato, everybody was wondering, this man has become really crazy. Sweet potato here, but that's what we first used to establish a ground cover.
Ground cover, right.
And natural ground cover has come, okay? So we use this. When the rain comes now, it stops here.
Right.
It doesn't
It
wash
doesn't
down.
wash down.
When
So
it stops here,
it forms like a
it
natural
soaks
irrigation
down.
system.
It soaks down.
Right.
Over the rainy season, the water table will gradually come
Come
up.
up.
So that it will still dry in dry season, but it will take a longer,
longer
time
time.
before it becomes dry, before we
Right.
need to wait. That's all about sustainable farming. Okay?